Hey guys, I wanted to share with you right now the first part of the discovery call. And everybody's in some form of discovery call. If you really want to start selling, in speaking and selling to strangers, you really got to find out what's going on in their world, hence the discovery. And a lot of people go into discovery calls thinking, okay, how can I, coerce these people into being, to get to the pitch already? But the first part of the discovery call is to find out whether or not they are worth a pitch. Your most valuable time is spent asking for the order. If there's someone who's just totally not qualified, don't waste your time with it. Nice people and all that stuff, and you can get this done in 15 minutes and decide in and out and go from there. And so even if it's the appointment has been set for you, the first part of your closing call is still discovery, because that's where you're building credibility, you're gaining leverage. All right, so let's just get started. There's a couple of points you have to hit. The more of these points that you hit, the better your chance you have of closing on the first call. The better chance you have. Try to get each one. And we're gonna go through them in detail, and I'll have a PDF for you to fill out that to download that you'll have. But I want to go through it and just a basic understanding of it, the first part. Okay, so the first part is the intro. When somebody gets on the phone with you, and I have it printed out on what you need to say, but it's basically just a schmooze fest. You just got to talk about anything. Hello, there are very few times where I think it's okay to say, how you doing? But this is probably one of them, because it's a call. So you call somebody on the phone and you say, how I do it is I'm just loud and excited to be with him. Hi, John Schmeltz. Is this the famous John Schmeltz? Just something like that. And they'll say, yeah, well, I wouldn't say famous or whatever. I'm like, well, whatever. And then we just talk, how you doing today? Things are going good. How are you doing? And I talk about something personal. Let me tell you a secret. Don't eat a ton of watermelon before you go to bed, because you'll be up 300 times during the night going to the bathroom. All of a sudden, now we're in conversation. We're okay. An intro is literally nothing, and it's everything. Make sure you do your intro. And then you're going to set the agenda. Okay, hey, listen, as long as we're here, this is what I'd like to do. I'm going to ask you a few questions about your situation, see what's going on, and determine if and how I can support you. If I can, I'll let you know, and I'll let you know how and all that stuff and how much. And if I can't, I'll let you know that too and give you some direction on where to go. That sound fair? That's it. But it has to be said in that type of tonality. It's almost like, hey, listen, hey, this is what works best for us. What we're going to do is blah, 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 and then we'll do blah, blah, blah. Sound fair? And there's your agenda. It's really that simple. How long does this take? A minute. A minute. People, the most valuable asset that you will ever have and your prospect will ever have is their time. It's the only thing you can't get back. Don't waste people's time, and they won't waste yours. All right, so go set it up. And then I'm going to do this. These are your questions. Excuse my back. Okay, so those are your questions right there. If I was a lefty, it would be easier to do it that way. These are your 4 types of questions. They're basically to find out where you are now in your situation. Where do you want to go? Those are your vision questions. What's stopping you from getting there? That's your challenge questions. And then your consequence questions are, I got to ask, what happens if it doesn't work? What happens if you don't achieve that? Then what? And we go on from there. And we'll have other videos that are going to share exactly what to say in these things. But these 4 questions, this is true discovery. Like, this is what it is. Hey, what's your current, why don't you kick it off? Tell me what your current situation is. What's going on in your business? How are things going? Boom. And they start telling you about the business. They'll give you all their background. That sounds good. Listen, that sounds great. You're doing great there. What you're doing now. Where would you like it to be? Like, what do you want from your business? Let them talk about their vision. This, for me, is really important. We're going to have a whole episode just on vision. If you can build somebody's dream up high enough and make it believable that they can get it and you can help them there, there's nothing they won't do to get it. If you don't build this thing up, a lot of times you don't have a chance. This was the one that was most difficult for me always. Oh, you just want to earn $10,000 a month? Okay, no. What are you going to do with that money? How would that make you feel? You know, you got to dig deep into that thing. Okay, challenge questions. Listen, you seem to have all the tools at your disposal. What's stopping you? You know, what's been the problem? What have you done already? So you get the challenge questions and the consequence questions we just went over earlier. But these 4 sets of questions, money. Oh, really? Why is that? What do you think about that? And you just keep on building in there. And the reason why this is important, so now they're kind of liking you in the intro. You're asking them questions about themselves. They're doing most of the talking here. You're asking them questions about themselves. They love it. Now they kind of like you, and the reason why people buy from you is because they like you first. They trust you. They'll believe you when you give them all your stuff, and then they'll have a desire to do business with you over anybody else. Very important. This is what's building leverage right now. And so once you know the person here, you get to the point where you can build the gap. And the gap is basically saying, Mr. Jones, I got it. I've been listening to you this whole time, and what basically I figured out is you're right here. You want to get right here, and the only thing that's stopping you is this gulf right over here. And once you have this and they say yeah, and like they emotionally say yes. So where you are is right here, right now. You got a good business. You have all the skills necessary. What you want to do is you want to get more consistent results, where you want incoming business so it turns into an actual business and not just, a job that you have right now where you can hire people and all that. And all you need on the inside here, the only thing you're missing is more at bats. You're missing more chances for more customers. Isn't that right? Yes. And how would that make you feel if you had incoming stuff right in there? Oh my gosh, it would just be great. Be able to go on vacation and not worry. The small businessmen, you go on vacation, it's like you pay twice. You pay for the vacation and then you pay for the missed work. Because you're not able to work and so you can't get that. And so imagine the relaxation once you have an actual business that works. So once you build that gap and you build it wider and wider, emotionally building that gap, then you can go to the next part 2, which is the transition is basically saying, I wonder if I could write this. You'll say, well, I won't do that. You say something, you're kind of asking for a commitment. So you say, Mr. Jones or Mrs. Jones, let me ask you this. If there was a way for you to get from here to here, and it was a step-by-step plan to take you there, and somebody would walk you hand in hand, getting from here to here, and you'd have that type of emotional thing that we talked about before. How soon would you like to get started? And if they say right away, they have qualified themselves to go to part 2, is where you start using all this leverage to share what you have and close. And that's what we'll talk about next time. We'll talk to you soon. Go get them today.